What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. I got a question for y'all, but every answer is going to be different because the answer is relative to who you are and your situation. Um, we talk about strength. What is the definition of strength? What constitutes strength? What proves to you that you have strength or that you don't or that you need more? All of these questions we hope will be answered in a short period of time. People equate strength with physical strength. Like, hey, man, this dude can bench press 400 pounds. Man, this dude can lift a car up. This dude is super strong, man. He can do this and do that from a physical standpoint. And that is strength, of course, we know on one level. But there's no greater strength than what comes from here, what comes from the mind, because that is what fuels anything else that takes place physically. And it also fuels what gets you through certain periods in your life that may not be um, good periods in your life. The way to overcome things is through strength, through mental fortitude, and through the ability to be able to overcome. And overcoming is a process. Overcoming is steps, and overcoming is also having vision to see into the future, see a time where whatever you're dealing with in the moment, no matter how bad it might be, you can visualize yourself on the other side of it, on the good side of it. Because right now you're in the middle of the grease, and it may be a nice little journey to get out of that tough part of it. But that inner strength, even when you know you in it deep, it's like you already know. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this. Matter of fact, I'm working on it the second that it hits. Boom! You spring into action and you start figuring out what you have to do to get out of it. And it's gonna be times where you might feel like you might not. It's like, oh, this ain't working or that ain't working. But um, you continue to push through it and push forward. Strength also comes into play when you have to display it not just for yourself, but you have to display strength for other people. We always hear about situations where people will say, "Hey man, you got to be strong for mama. You got to be strong for your little brother. And that's true. A lot of times we got to display strength for other people who may not be as strong as we are at that moment or period. Uh, Certain things that affect one person in one way uh, may not affect somebody else in the same way, and it doesn't mean that they don't care or that that you care more or they care less or vice versa. It just means that people process and react to things a lot differently. So if there's something that makes one person just break down and collapse and lose composure and lose all control, that very same thing may have been just as important to you, but your perspective may have been a little bit different and may be lined up in a way that makes you say, okay, you know what, it may not be in anybody's best interest, especially mine, for me to just fly off the handle and lose control like that. So I have to exhibit a certain type of strength in this moment that will be beneficial to those around me. And once you kind of develop a reputation of being the strong person, then now you find yourself obligated to to continue to play that role, to be the strong person to help other people. And the crazy part about it is uh, bringing out your inner strength. That don't mean you just always that you always just strong person. You know, you are, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna have moments where you feel weak or you feel like, man, it's tough. You may not want to just go through it like that. But that that's where the strength comes in, because you gotta sometimes in those low moments, it's easy to just kind of just forget it, man. I can't do it, bro. But that's when you gotta dig a little deeper to pull something out of yourself that you might not even know you had, and just say, okay, man, I gotta go on and push through this, even though I don't feel like doing it. You know, you ever been sick? You ever had like a cold or flu or something, and there's nobody really around to kind of take care of you, making some soup and do little things for you, and you just realize at that moment you're like, you know what, I feel terrible, but I got to get up and do this and do that, because it's maybe something that just has to be done. So you find a way to pull yourself up. You pull some strength. You go into a reserve within yourself, and you bring it out. So strength operates and exists on different types of levels, and there are different usages. Uh, there are different uses of it, different ways to utilize strength. But it also represents bravery and courage, uh, because a lot of times you can't show the strength if you're scared. A lot of people have the strength in them, but if you freeze up and lock up in a moment where you can display it, then you nullify it, because it's there. It's in all of us, but we don't we don't always believe in ourselves. And that's the second point. You got to have belief. You got to actually believe that you're strong. That you got to believe that the strength is in you. Some people, we just so weak, man. We just feel like, I can't do it, or I don't want to do it, you know. But we got to step out sometimes outside of ourselves to really just see what we made of, and those things add building blocks of strength and character to your being, and it makes you a better person in the long run. And to be an example of strength, where other people see it in you, it motivates and inspires them, even if you're not doing it to be seen. That somebody may have told you something that you did 10 years ago, that they're like, man, I don't know how you did that, man. And you like, I don't know how I did it either, but you did it. So, those are some of the things we got to look at, man. When you're in them times of weakness and you just feel like you really can't do it, just understand that the power and the strength is inside of you, but you can't punk out. You got to have the courage to go down and get it, and step up to the plate, and not be afraid to fail, and take that swing. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I will catch y'all with another one soon. Peace.